I'm Lita Leapins with Small Cap Power, and we're live on location at the 2018 Cambridge House Extraordinary Futures Conference. And I am here with Duma Winshu. He is the co-founder and CEO of Province Brands, a very exciting company. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Certainly. Province Brands of Canada is patent pending on the world's first beers brewed from cannabis. As you've probably heard, there's a lot of companies now racing into the cannabis beverage space, and a lot of them are planning to make a non-alcoholic beer infused with the marijuana oil. That's very different from what we do. We actually found a way to start with the cannabis plant itself instead of barley, instead of grains, and use that as a starting material from which to brew a beer.
Fascinating, that's great. So what makes you unique? I know you've kind of covered that, but we were talking earlier about some uniqueness to the company.
Very different from what anyone else can do in this space. For one, we're taking a waste stream from the cannabis industry. The licensed producers here, they can't throw away their stalk, stems, and roots. They can't incinerate them. Someone might breathe the smoke and get high. We take this material off their hands and we use it to brew a fantastic beer. And this beer, because it is made with cannabis instead of barley, it is low calorie, it has no gluten because there's no barley that would bring the gluten with it, and probably most importantly, it's authentic. Now, what does that mean? Think of the difference between a single malt Scotch and a blended whiskey, right? Both are going to get you drunk. Both have relatively similar chemistry, probably the same chemistry. Why is it that we pay so much more for that single malt Scotch than the blended whiskey? It's the authentic process, it's the craftsmanship, it's the quality of the ingredients. And at Province, we're really creating the single malt Scotch equivalent of this emerging cannabis industry, whereas the others might be making a blended whiskey.
Wonderful, that's a great analogy. Now, what are your plans for expansion?
Right now, we are just beginning construction on a 123,000 square foot building that will be the world's first cannabis brewery.
Wow.
The facility is amazing. It will enable us to produce about 175,000 hectoliters of beer annually, which is about $130 million in revenue.
So Duma, what do our investors need to know about your company?
Well, we're gearing up for a public listing that will be on the Toronto Stock Exchange Venture. It looks like the ticker symbol will be BREW, B-R-E-W.
Oh, perfect.
Because we are the only ones to brew from the cannabis plant. And prior to that, we'll be raising about $30 million through a syndicate of banks. So folks are interested in participating in the pre-public round, that's an opportunity. Otherwise, once we're public, they can buy the shares.
Wonderful. Well, that sounds exciting, and you've got a lot of creativity ahead of you as well, and we can't wait to try this new product. Great. So we are here with Small Cap Power with Duma Winshu, who is the co-founder and CEO of a really incredibly exciting company called Province Brands.